All right, so since I'm not recording basically like a how-to video, I do want to show you guys the progress that I've done. This is really hard doing everything by myself, so trust me, I would like to do a how-to video on how to do the whole thing, but just me by myself, I just can't do it. It's too much work. So I have everything all set up here for the clutch. This is the billet alignment tool that you get from Joel. I got the flywheel installed, but before I got the flywheel installed, I had to do a lot of work. So first, you do have to index the bell housing, which is bell housing right there, index plate is over there, and all it is just it centers the bell housing perfectly for the input shaft and the transmission. And I had to take on and off that bell housing 4 times in order to get this right, because I did have to order some offset dowel pins. Whenever you have to remove the original dowels, oh dang it, well, I just made a mess. Whatever. So whenever you have to remove the original dowel pins, sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll get the hollow ones. Those are a lot easier to remove, but these are solid steel. And a lot of people I see online that they'll drill a hole through here, they'll tap it, they'll put a bolt in through it, and they'll kind of press it out. I didn't have that time. I didn't have the time to go look for a tap and a bolt that fits. So hey, stop. So I have this set here that I bought many years ago. I'm not sure what they're called. It's a Irwin. This is so I don't know, I think it's like to take out, like for example, like let's say this was all stripped, you could just get this, hammer it in there, and it kind of cuts into the metal and you could twist it. So I figured, let me give it a shot. So I got this one. It's a 10mm, and basically all I did was just put it on, basically I just put it on top of the dowel, and then I hammered it in. And what that does, you see the little grooves, it cuts into it. So then I put my wrench on here and I was able to turn it. So once you get the dowel to turn, that's it. Then you just grab yourself one of these and you just twist it and pull out, and it comes out pretty simple. So just a little tip for you guys. If you guys want to drill and tap, or just get yourself one of these 10mm. Done. But the flywheel is installed. It's already in the car. I just got it torqued down here to 75 foot-pounds. Now I just need to get the clutch installed. Oh, and if some of y'all were wondering, how do you know that the bell housing is centered, you need one of these. It's a magnetic base with a dowel indicator, and you just stick it onto the flywheel and it just turns, and basically this thing goes in and out, tells you what the measurements are. But if you want to know more about that, just head on over to Joel's page, and he has a how-to video. All right, and just like that, the clutch is installed. Got everything torqued down, 35 foot-pounds with blue Loctite. So before I put the bell housing on, I wanted to make sure that the dowels would go in, make sure there's nothing interfering. I think it's just better to be safe than sorry. At this point, I do not want to do anything twice. I'm really tired. This is a lot of work. So everything looks good. Now I think I could just go ahead and put the bell housing on the car and proceed to install the transmission. So I got the bell housing installed. I got a little bit ahead of myself. I know I said I was gonna install the transmission next, but that's not gonna happen because I need to install the tilt and release bearing, and I need to measure for the air gap, and yeah, this is gonna be a process. So it's getting dark, and more than likely you guys are not gonna be able to see anything after this, so I'm gonna get everything installed and get back to you guys. All right, and the box is empty, so the transmission is installed finally. There it is, you guys. Transmission is in 256, all by myself, and did that all by myself. That was a process, I'll tell you what. Billet adapter is installed. Now time to get the drive shaft. So there it is, transmission's installed, everything is done. The only thing I gotta do is just wait for my baby to go to sleep so my wife can come out here and help me bleed the clutch, and we should be good to go. You know, every time I see myself on a camera, I look less and less like myself, but change is good, I guess. So now we come into the subject of a shifter. So I had to modify this one. This is the original boot that the car came with. Not the original one from the car, but whatever the car came with. So I had to cut it because it had one of those little scrunchy thingies, like it kind of gets small. So I cut it off, tucked it in, cut the little ring off, and I mean, it doesn't look bad. Looks okay. So I'm trying to save money where I can because I recently just spent almost $15,000 on this car. So if I can save money in certain areas, I will. Small things go a long way once they start adding up. So whenever I started looking into like a shifter, boot, and then a shift knob, I was very surprised on how expensive things are nowadays, because I hadn't bought one of those in a long time. And a shift knob was like $120 to $150. Crazy. A boot was like 40-50 bucks. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So that's why I went ahead and modified the original boot that was there, and it looks pretty good to me. Now in regards to the shift knob, let me show you guys what I found. Honestly, after spending that much money on the car, I just couldn't spend $200 on a shift boot and a shift knob. So I was searching everywhere, and I found this on eBay. This is a I think it's Momo, but this looks like billet aluminum. It's all one piece. It's, you know, it's pretty nice. TRD. It's got a little base here so you can tie the boot around it. So this you stick onto the shifter like that, and then this part goes on top, and then you stick these little bolts and they go in here, and basically you tighten it so it just kind of grabs on. But y'all want to take a guess how much I spent for this stuff right here? I got this for $18. $18 shipped. Yep. Yeah, I spent a lot of money on the cars, but only where it needs to be, not on stuff like this. I mean, no offense to anybody who does that, right? It's just that I am very careful on how I spend my money and what I get as far as value. And this is just one of those things where I'm not willing to spend that much money. But either way, I mean, 18 bucks for this, I think it's a pretty solid deal. So let's get it installed. And there it is. 18 bucks. It ain't moving anywhere. It's pretty tight. You guys ready for these POVs? Then if I'm really going crazy, then once we're cruising, 6th gear. Done. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. All right. So that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this video. Basically just getting everything installed. It's all installed. Just gotta bleed it, and should be ready to go. Still got a lot of stuff to do. A lot of stuff to do. I gotta do turbo, brake, suspension, the computer upgrades that I did. Then I gotta get the fuel system upgraded. Then eventually the last thing will be tuning it. So y'all stay tuned, because version 2.0 of this car is gonna be very fun. Catch y'all later.